It was Hockey is for Everyone night in support of LGBTQ2 plus rights last night in Philadelphia. So in the warm-up, there were specific jerseys and hockey sticks used. One member of the Philadelphia Flyers, for religious reasons, did not take part in that warm-up. The National Hockey League need to attack this and figure this out. Because what I heard last night was offensive and didn't make any sense.
As you can see, today's video is going to be a little bit different. So let me tell you what's going on here. This guy who you just saw, his name is Sid, and he hosts a Canadian morning TV program called Breakfast Television. So he was commenting about a hockey game that just happened last week in Philadelphia, where there was someone who protested wearing a jersey and some other garb that was pro-pride. And obviously the player, he had issues with it, but this was something that the NHL, was forcing on the players, and this guy had an issue with it. Well, Sid made some comments, and then he ended up going off on this. Now look, this is not going to go the way that you think it is, but I want you to watch this, and I'm doing this deliberately in this sense for a reason. So I want you to watch this next video coming up here where Sid really goes off. You've got to see this. Here it is.
I just think the NHL has to do something here. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. Hockey is for everyone, ... unless you don't agree with gay rights, is not the phrasing of this. You're either in this or you're not. And one last point. Nothing scares me more than any human being who says, I'm not doing this because of my religious beliefs. Because when you looked at people's lives who normally say that publicly, you'd throw up at what you saw. You would throw up at what you saw. And I have seen that a million times in a lot of different ways. So don't give me that. With respect. Don't give me that, because no one's perfect.
Wow, that is really something. And you can obviously tell kind of where his head is at in regards to Christians here. Now listen, I believe in freedom. I am all for freedom. And the thing is, I don't believe that we should be thrusting our opinions upon someone. You have the choice. In fact, I'll give this whole channel, and this is a perfect example in that you have a choice to click off of here. Please don't. But you have an option that you can click off, and you don't have to listen to what I say. I believe that's truly what freedom is. So therefore, I don't believe that this player should have been forced, or anyone for that matter, should be forced to embrace an opinion that they truly don't agree with. Okay, that's one issue. But here's the real issue and why I bring this to your attention. Look at his attitude about Christians. He makes an excellent point here where he is disgusted about Christians' lives. So therefore, here's where it gets difficult. I'm going to challenge you. How are you separate from the world? See, obviously he has seen people who call themselves Christians, and yet they are embracing the world. Well, that's not what Jesus wanted us to do. In fact, I've said this to youth groups and other people. It's like if somebody is looking at you and they cannot just within minutes realize there's something different about you, you're doing something wrong. It should be obvious. You know, the Christian life is not about a bunch of rules and you must do this and you must do this. It's purely out of the parental relationship that you have in terms of, how are you going to honor the Father? Well, the Bible makes that very clear. Jesus made it very clear. Paul made it very clear. And here's some scriptures to go along with this. 2 Corinthians 6:17. Therefore, go out from their midst, go out from the world, and be separate from them, says the Lord, and touch no unclean thing. Then I welcome you. Go on to 1 John 2:15-16. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love the Father. The love of the Father is not in them. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world. And the last one I'm going to bring up, 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? The Bible makes this very clear that we are supposed to separate ourselves from this world. Now, I know this can be very difficult because we live in this world. What the Bible is actually saying is do not be trapped by the trappings of this world. There's so many examples of this. And the thing is, people are watching you. If they know you're a Christian, or let's just say you proclaim that you're a Christian, you need to be living this and believing all the things that the Bible has to say. It's not just a matter of what comes out of your mouth. This guy is a perfect example of someone who has been scorned because he's been watching Christians. I'm sure he has a lot of Christian friends, or he has people who he knows who claim to be Christians. And he's right. He looks at their lifestyle and he's disgusted. So my challenge to you today is, how many of you are steeped in the world today? If you are steeped in the world, that becomes a terrible witness for Jesus. Now look, I'm not saying that you have to be perfect, but because that, as we are in this sinful body, it's practically impossible. You're always striving to be Christ-like. You'll never achieve it. But Paul makes it very clear about running the race and finishing strong. That's what this is all about. Look, you're not going to be perfect, but the thing is, the Bible, it's about correcting yourself when you do come into error and being that good witness for all those people around you, because you know what? I guarantee you, they are watching. Folks, that's my word for today. I hope this challenges you. Hope it doesn't offend. If it offends, well, then I'd question, well, why are you offended by it? Because really, I'm just trying to bring biblical truth to light here. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Jesus is perfect. And that's why we all put our faith in him, because he is the one who's going to save us at the end of the day. That's my word today, folks. And look, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you think I'm worthy of it. And guys, I hope to see you next time.